Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
Can you believe the heroes we've had on and the secrets we've unlocked? We just had on the president of the Daytona International Speedway. So make sure you go to DaytonaSpeedway.com. And we also had on the Olympic gold medalist, number 3 top scorer in soccer. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. It is the only place where entrepreneurs align. And thank you for the feedback we continue to have from when we had the interview with Richard Branson. So many of us drift through life really without living intentionally. And we have with us someone who has learned from the best. We have Tom Ziglar, the CEO of Ziglar Incorporated. He is the son, are you ready for this, of Zig Ziglar, which everybody has heard of. And now he's the author of the new book, Choose to Win. Transform your life one simple choice at a time. And you could reach him again at Ziglar.com. And of course, we'll have it on our website, Eliances.com. Tom, welcome to the show. Why is it so important to choose a purpose really to our life?
I was just with Dan Miller and his grandson, Caleb. And Caleb's about 23. And he said, Tom, how do you know if you have a bad habit? That's kind of a deep question. And I said, actually, you don't unless you have a clearly defined why, purpose, dream, or goal or aspiration. And here's what I mean by that, David. We don't know if what we're doing is taking us closer to or further from where we want to go unless we've identified where we want to go. So until we have a purpose, a why, a dream, a goal, something clear, we don't know if what we're doing is getting us closer to or further from our ultimate destiny.
That's amazing. Tom, I got to share, though, with you, too, is that when I was young, I'm talking around like maybe 7, 8 years old, and I used to drive around in my dad's car in the back seat. I remember my dad playing your dad's tapes and listening to everything of it and over. And while I didn't understand really what was going on or the words and all that, I reflect on it so much later on in life. What are some of the secrets and some of the things that your father shared with you?
Well, the number one lesson that he taught me, you just touched on. He said this: you are what you are and where you are because of what has gone into your mind. And you can change what you are and change where you are by changing what goes into your mind. And so the number one lesson I learned from Dad, the number one habit that I teach, is we need to choose our input. We need to choose what we listen to, what we read, who we associate with. And not only that, but we also needed to choose what we're going to not allow into our mind. So we get dropped on, we get garbage dumped on every day. People, sending zingers at us and saying things. We can choose to reject that. When we control what goes into our mind, when we start to determine in advance who we want to become, and then identify the things that we need to purposefully do, intentionally do to get there, then we start putting the right things into our mind, and lo and behold, it changes our thinking, our beliefs, and our actions.
Is it ever too late, though, Tom, to do that? I mean, we have listeners of all ages listening now, and ones that have retired, ones that are mentors, in all various parts. Is it ever too late, though?
I get that question all the time. They'll say, but what about me? This happened and that happened, and I'm 74 and I can't do this, and it's stacked against me. Here's the reality. So here's a question, if you're listening. Is there something you could do right now in the next 5 minutes that would make your life worse? Of course you can. I mean, you could cut your finger off. You could cuss out the boss. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do. So let me reverse that. Is there anything you can do in the next 5 minutes that would make your life better? And you can do that too. You can send somebody you love a text. You can, plan your next hour, what you're going to do. You can go take a walk and drink some cold, refreshing water. And so here's the reality. We have a choice. Every single one of us has a choice. And we can start right now choosing things that will improve our life. And if we do that consistently, the right choice over and over again, that's simply known as a good habit.
Tom, I think I could just listen to you 24 hours a day. And you're the host of The Ziglar Show, one of the top-ranked business podcasts. Can you share with us a morning routine that really sets the stage for intentional living? And to follow up with that, what is one of the first things we can do in the morning to help set the tone for the entire day?
Yeah, absolutely. I love our Ziglar Show podcast. It's all over iTunes and Stitcher, and we have so much wisdom there. And I've actually had an episode on what I call the perfect start, which is what I recommend for everyone. And that is, you have a choice. Either life is going to happen to you or you are going to happen to life. And so what I recommend is that you set aside a time at the very beginning of the day, before email, before text, before social media, and you carve out 10, maybe 15 minutes to get started. And you do a couple of things. The first thing that I do is I have a little quiet time, a little reflection time, a little meditation, a little prayer time. And then I will read something like a devotional, something positive, something uplifting, something that will build me. The third thing I do is I then plan my day. When I started doing this, I started with about 10 minutes a day. Now I'm up to an hour and a half. It's expanded, and it's changed my life. I get more done before the rest of the world is up than 90% of the people. But here's the thing. You don't have to be an early person. You don't have to get up super early to make this happen. But what you've got to do is choose to say, you know what? I'm going to get the right fuel. I'm going to put a plan in place, and I'm going to plan my day and take action on it. When you do that, it has a ripple effect that changes everything else.
Absolutely incredible. And we try to feed the fuel here too, because you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, the only place where entrepreneurs align, because we have with us Tom Ziglar. Yes, the son of the famous Zig Ziglar, CEO of Ziglar, author of Choose to Win, Transform Your Life, One Simple Choice at a Time. You can reach him by going to Ziglar.com, Ziglar.com, or of course on our website, Eliances.com, Eliances.com. Tom, what do you have though as far as, we've got a lot of parents listening, and they want to be able to instill the things that you've shared with us today with their children. How do they go about doing that really to help guide them on the things you said too, so that they can get an early start doing that?
Yeah. I tell people that legacy, which is what we're talking about with our kids, we want to leave a legacy. Legacy is really a transference of habit. And so I learned things from my father that he never taught me. I caught him. In other words, I just watched him do it over and over and over again. So as a parent in the family, the two most powerful words that I think of are influence and example. We want to have the right influence. We want to be able to pour into our kids and help them grow. But until we're setting the right example, that message is muted. And so that's why we start in any relationship with our mental, how we think, what we believe, what we read, what we listen to, who we associate with, our spiritual, which is the qualities that make up who we are, our character, our integrity, our beliefs, our faith, and then finally our physical. That's our health. And so when we're setting the right example in our mental life, our spiritual life, and our physical life, we then are a living example to our kids. And then when we direct and encourage them in certain ways, our influence is magnified. So we've got to first be the right kind of person before we can pour into them as parents.
Tom, I need to hang out with you more often. You set the right example. You inspire so many to live intentionally. That's a hero. Tom Ziglar. Make sure you go to Ziglar.com. This is David Kogan with Eliances.